What could go wrong with a billionaire, a homeless boy, and a plate of food? James, a self-made tycoon, was about to take a bite of his expensive meal when a ragged boy screamed, "Don't eat that!" His voice trembled with urgency, his eyes filled with terror. But why? What could a starving child possibly know that a billionaire didn't? Skeptical yet intrigued, James hesitated. The boy's warning wasn't just random, it was a matter of life and death. What shocking secret lay hidden in his meal? And who wanted him silenced forever? Watch the full story to uncover the truth. The restaurant was packed, filled with the hum of conversation and the clinking of silverware. James Harrington, a billionaire known for his sharp business instincts, was about to take a bite of his perfectly plated meal when a ragged voice cut through the air. "Don't eat that!" The words came from a boy, barefoot, clothes tattered, eyes wide with urgency. The room fell silent as all eyes turned to the homeless child outside the glass doors. James froze, fork hovering midair. His security stepped forward, but something in the boy's desperate expression made James hesitate. How did this child know about his food? What could be wrong? The boy's chest heaved as he pointed a trembling finger at the plate. "Please, sir," he begged, "you don't understand." A chill ran down James's spine. What was this boy trying to tell him? James narrowed his eyes, studying the boy. His security guard moved forward, ready to remove the disturbance. But James raised a hand. Something about the boy's fear seemed real. "You're interrupting my dinner," James said coolly. "Why shouldn't I eat this?" The boy's lips trembled. "It's poisoned," he whispered. Gasps rippled through the restaurant. A waiter laughed nervously, trying to diffuse the tension. "Sir, this is absurd. The kitchen is world-class." James glanced at his plate, doubt creeping in. Was this a prank? A scam? Yet the boy's panic was undeniable. "How do you know?" James demanded. The boy hesitated, his small hands shaking. I can't say. But please don't eat it." James's heartbeat quickened. If this was true, someone wanted him dead. But how did a homeless boy know about it before he even took a bite? James pushed the plate away, his appetite replaced by unease. The restaurant fell silent, every eye fixed on him and the trembling boy. "Tell me now," James said, his voice edged with authority. "How do you know it's poisoned?" The boy swallowed hard, glancing around as if afraid someone was listening. His voice barely above a whisper, he said, "Because I saw the man who did it." James stiffened. "Who?" The boy pointed a shaky finger toward the kitchen. A waiter in a black apron stood frozen, his face draining of color. As soon as he saw the attention shift to him, he bolted. "Stop him!" James barked. Security lunged forward, but the waiter was fast, pushing through tables and shoving past startled guests. James's blood ran cold. This wasn't just a scare. Someone wanted him dead. But why? And how did this boy fit into it? James shot up from his seat, his heart hammering. The waiter had disappeared into the back, but the fear in his eyes told James one thing. This was a setup. He turned to the boy, gripping his shoulders gently. "Who was that man? How do you know him?" Tears welled up in the boy's eyes. "I live behind this restaurant," he admitted. "I see things. That man, he works for someone dangerous. I heard him talking about you last night." James's stomach clenched. Why would a hitman be after him? Security stormed into the kitchen, but moments later they returned empty-handed. The man was gone. "We need to leave," James said, standing. But before he could move, the restaurant doors burst open. A group of men in dark suits entered, their eyes scanning the room. The boy paled. "It's them," he whispered. "They know I told you." James barely had time to react before the men advanced, their expressions cold and calculated. His instincts screamed at him. This wasn't just about poisoned food. This was bigger. He grabbed the boy's hand and backed toward the side exit, but one of the men blocked their path. "Mr. Caldwell," the man said smoothly, adjusting his cufflinks. "Leaving so soon?" James squared his shoulders. "Who are you? What do you want?" The man smirked. "A little bird tells us you've been asking the wrong questions. That's unfortunate." The boy trembled beside James. "They work for the owner of this place. He's part of something bad. I've seen them meet with people. Dangerous people." James felt the weight of the situation crash over him. This wasn't just about him. This boy knew something deadly. Suddenly, the back door slammed open. A kitchen worker appeared, breathless. "Come with me, now!" James didn't hesitate. He grabbed the boy's hand and darted toward the kitchen worker, who motioned for them to follow. The men behind them lunged forward, but James slammed the door shut, jamming a chair beneath the handle. "This way," the worker urged, leading them through a maze of storage rooms. James glanced at the boy. "Tell me everything you know." The boy's voice was shaky but determined. "The owner of this restaurant is part of a group smuggling dangerous chemicals. I saw them mixing something into the food. They tested on homeless people, thinking no one will notice if they disappear." James' stomach dropped. This was bigger than he imagined. The worker pushed open a door leading to the alley. "Go! I'll stall them." As James and the boy rushed outside, tires screeched. A black SUV blocked their escape. The men were already waiting. James shielded the boy as the black SUV's doors flung open. The men stepped out, their faces twisted with fury. "You should have just eaten your meal," one sneered. James stood firm. "The police are already on their way." The men hesitated. Then sirens wailed in the distance. The kitchen worker had secretly called for help. In seconds, officers swarmed the alley, guns drawn. The criminals tried to flee, but there was nowhere to run. As they were handcuffed, the lead officer turned to James. "We've been investigating this ring for months. Thanks to you and this boy, we finally have the proof we need." The boy clutched James's arm. "You believed me when no one else would." James knelt. "You saved my life, kid." As they walked away from the chaos, James knew one thing. His wealth meant nothing compared to doing what was right. Enjoyed this story? Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring tales. Let's spread the message of hope and unity together. Thanks and take care.